What's up, guys? It's Gothalion, and welcome back to another Android Spotlight. Now, originally, I had a sort of overview, planned, recorded, voiceovered, and everything for Portal for the Nvidia Shield. And I was really happy with it because it sort of outlined if I thought you should buy a shield because of it, if I thought the game was good, and yada yada yada, and we're gonna go over all that in this video. But then, right before I was about to launch that video yesterday, Nvidia dropped a fucking bomb and said, oh hey, I know that Portal was announced for the Nvidia Shield exclusive today, but you know what? I think we're gonna release Half-Life 2 as well, natively on the Shield, the first exclusive handheld port of any Half-Life game ever. This was giant. I think this warranted me trashing the other video and sort of going over Portal in Half-Life 2 in a single video. Why is this important? Well, this basically means that the Source engine is running natively on Android and it runs really well. I'd guesstimate that it's usually between 45 and 60 frames per second with dips down towards 30 in busy areas. Source looks wonderful. Though it does suffer from a little aliasing issues, and obviously the textures might be slightly muddier than they would look on a high-end PC, Portal and Half-Life 2 look just as good as they did on the console brothers that came out nearly a decade ago. Keep in mind, Half-Life 2 has been heralded as the best first-person shooter ever made. It won countless Game of the Years, as did Portal. Half-Life 2 also won a handful of Game of the Decade. This is big. This port of Half-Life, it feels perfect. It plays perfect. Everything is there. The moment-to-moment action on Half-Life is still there, and it's in your hands. This is an exclusive for Nvidia Shield. Why? Because the Nvidia Shield has Tegra 4 in it. Tegra 4 is built from the ground up for visual computing. Sure, you might see some graphics capabilities on other mobile chips, but they're not built specifically for mobile graphical computing. And now that we are getting chips that are nearly as powerful as the 7th generation of consoles, coming soon we're going to have chips that are even more powerful than the 7th generation of consoles. What does this mean? Well, with Source out on Android, that means you could start getting games like Team Fortress, which I'm pretty sure could run on the current Tegra 4 iteration of Shield, but it also means that you could be getting games like Titanfall onto Shield 2, which isn't announced, but it just makes sense to me. Beyond that, it means other developers can start using the Source engine on Android and mobile in general. Now, I'm very aware that the Nvidia Shield is a niche product. Why has it been a niche product, though? That's what we need to discuss. Mostly because people saw it only for the streaming capabilities, and they thought, well, I don't have a gaming computer that has a GTX card in it, so this product just isn't for me. And up until recently, the only native games that it had on it was, albeit an amazing catalog of emulation abilities, but at the same time, it's been Android. The same Android games that you can get on your phone or tablet or whatever smart device you're currently using or Android PC hybrid you're currently using. But that's no longer the case. Tegra and Shield are getting exclusives. They are getting games that aren't available on other handheld stores. Yes, these are nearly decade-old games, but Half-Life 2 has been said to be the best first-person shooter in the last decade, if not ever. If not ever. If Half-Life 2 dropped on the Vita, people would blow the fuck up. But it didn't. It didn't because the Vita's not powerful enough to handle it. And that's just how it is. The Vita just doesn't have the hardware behind it. Great handheld. Great handheld. It just got Borderlands 2 on it. I gave it a mostly positive review. Half-Life 2 looks and plays amazing. Smooth frame rate. Smooth controls. Graphics look awesome. and it especially looks awesome on the 5-inch screen. Blown up on a full monitor or TV, it might look a little bit jaggy, but when you're playing on the 5-inch screen, the aliasing problems are all but gone. That's just how it works. If you blow up something that's on a smaller screen to a bigger screen, of course it's not going to look quite as good as it did. The same thing happens with Borderlands 2 on the Vita. When you blow it up, it doesn't look that great. But when you're playing it on the Vita, it looks damn near good. Should you buy a shield? Because of Half-Life 2 and Portal. Now, when I did my original review on Portal that I scrapped, my answer was no. You shouldn't buy just for this game, because we've played Portal. We played through it, and once you've played through Portal, you've played Portal. You shouldn't. If you already own a shield, absolutely buy Portal, was what I said. But don't run out and buy a shield just for this game. But I did say, buy a shield if you can see the bigger picture. If you can see the AAA market that is really heading towards Nvidia Shield and Tegra Gaming. Tegra Gaming. Nvidia is making this gaming environment between GTX and Tegra. You want a game on the go? You're gonna wanna have a Tegra processor inside your smart device, or have a Shield on you. AAA gaming is coming. I did a review on Rochard. It was an indie game. It is a great puzzle game. I have a review on Mount and Blade coming out. Awesome game. Awesome game. We have older games like Grand Theft Auto, which has been running on other Android and iOS products, but they have special Tegra enhancements on them and they run great, especially when using a physical controller. But now we are getting to the point where we have straight up mobile exclusives on Tegra and the Shield with Portal and Half-Life 2. I speculated that Half-Life 2 was coming. Should you buy an Nvidia Shield because of Half-Life 2 and Portal? Yes! Yes, you should. Yes, you absolutely should. Think of what else is coming. When Valve makes a move, the gaming industry takes note. And if you think that Half-Life 2 is going to be the end of the line for Valve's releases on Shield and Tegra, I'm going to go out the gate and say you're probably wrong. I feel that we're going to see Left 4 Dead probably within the next year, if not Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. Because if Half-Life 2 can run as well as it's running on Shield, Left 4 Dead can absolutely run on Shield. And if we start getting that co-op 4-player AAA gaming experience on mobile from Valve, directly from Valve, ported with Nvidia hand in hand, then that's the kind of experience that I have always wanted to see on mobile and the kind of revolution I wanted to see on mobile from the get-go. Now, my reviews are never going to be in the traditional sense reviews. I'm not going to give you numbered scores because I think they're bullshit. When people come to a review, they have one question in their mind. Should I buy the game? Should this make me want to buy the system? Like I said originally with Portal, I said, yes, you want to buy the game. No, hold off on the system unless you're really looking at the big picture. But now that Portal and Half-Life 2 came out the same day for Nvidia Shield, exclusive to mobile, the first mobile ports of these games, I say absolutely the hardware is worth it. Nvidia Shield is $199. There is proof that AAA games are coming from one of the biggest developers in AAA games. Valve is backing the hardware. Valve is backing the hardware. At this point, you want to look forward and see what else does this mean for Nvidia's hardware. Remember, Steambox, or SteamOS, is a version of Linux. Android is a version of Linux. What's to say that in future iterations of Shield, you won't have a full SteamOS on there? But that's for another video. Absolutely, if you loved Half-Life if you want to have Half-Life on the go, get a Shield. You do not need a GTX computer to play Portal or Half-Life or any of the other AAA titles that are more than likely in the pipeline on the Shield. This is running natively. This is a game built for the Shield hardware. This has nothing to do with streaming. Shield is not just about streaming. It's not just about Android. It's not just about Tegra, Zone, and all the Tegra exclusives. It is all of those parts in an awesome whole, and that's why I have always loved the platform. I loved the platform before I worked with Nvidia. I loved the platform before I even got my Shield because I saw what I thought it could be, and it is now coming to fruition. Get the game if you have a Shield. Get a Shield if you want to play Half-Life and Portal on the go with the best experience possible. The best experience possible on the go, Half-Life 2 and Portal. Thanks for watching. This has been Tegra Spotlight, Android Spotlight. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.